right, bud, you got a plan for the outboard?
My plan for the outboard is to throw it overboard. Nice. That's my plan. I'm just sort of forced with like no good option. It's just so frustrating because it's like, what'd you do this week? What'd you get done? I don't know if there's people out there who, when they're doing projects, things go smooth. Mine never, ever, ever go smooth. Previously on Project Atticus.
After spending 3 years refitting our fixer-upper sailboat, we left the United States with only $2,000 and the goal of working while we cruised. We made it as far as Isla Mujeres, Mexico, before we ran out of money and had to find work. For the next year, we did freelance boat repair jobs until we saved up enough cash to cast the lines and sail south to explore the Western Caribbean.
Such a peaceful morning in the marina today. This is definitely my favorite time of day. The water's just totally still. It's quiet. There's not a lot of activity. No one's really moving about yet. The birds are making a lot of noise. So when I can, I try and get up a little early and just walk around before the craziness sets in.
Jordan's hacking away at our outboard, and I just got news that there is a veggie boat that has come to Bocas Marina, which is really exciting because that means I don't have to go into town this week. Got my huge veggie bag ready, and man, when I go into town, I usually fill this thing up, and it's probably like 30 or 40 pounds, and then I gotta haul it around. So this will be a lot easier. Just gotta walk from here to that dock over there. Hola, hola, buenos días. ¿Está bien si grabo un poco conmigo? Sí. Ok, gracias.
¿Para dónde es la grabación?
Para YouTube.
YouTube. Tenemos cebollas, tenemos papas, tenemos piña, tenemos papaya. Tenemos los mejores mangos de aquí de Bocas del Toro, tropical.
Sí. ¿Me puedes llenar esta bolsa con zanahorias?
¿Cómo no? Vamos a buscarle las mejores zanahorias.
Gracias. ¿Passion fruit tiene? Sí. Ah, sí. Ok, 2 passion fruits.
El total es $24.80.
Ok, perfecto. Muchas gracias. Ok, hasta el lunes o el viernes que viene. Gracias. Well, that's all the vegetables we'll need for more than a week for 24 bucks. Door-to-door service, really nice guys, super fresh vegetables. So we started sanitizing our vegetables a couple years ago because we had met other cruisers who had gotten some really nasty bacterial infections. Also, once our vegetables are sanitized, we found that they actually last a lot longer outside of refrigeration. First, I fill up my buckets with water and I add the appropriate amount of chlorine to each bucket, and then I'll let that bucket of water soak for about 30 minutes, giving the chlorine enough time to really absorb into the water. Then I'll fill each bucket up with as many vegetables as I can, making sure that they're completely submerged. Then after about 10 minutes, I'll take all my vegetables out and let them dry in the shade as much as possible on deck, because I found that the drier they are, the longer they last. I'll also go ahead and make sure I sanitize every container that I put them in to get rid of all the bacteria so that none of the fruits and vegetables go bad prematurely. All right, bud, you got a plan for the outboard?
I got multiple plans for the outboard. My plan for the outboard is to throw it overboard.
Nice.
That's my plan for the outboard. Last week, I kind of thought that the whole solution was going to be relatively simple. The pinion gear, the smallest gear, was severely damaged. And so the idea was replace the pinion gear, put it all back together, And then there you go. The problem is just a lot more complicated than that. The way these gears match together, small imperfections will slowly create worse imperfections over time, and then the whole system can fail. I've decided I've got to replace all 3 gears. That's not the worst thing, but then those gears need to fit just perfectly. Even fractions of millimeters off is going to present a problem. To get them to fit just right involves this long process that if you're going to do it by the book, you need specialized tools. I don't believe any mechanics here have those tools because they're Tohatsu tools, right? They're not like universal tools.
So like overall, what are our best options going forward, do you think?
There's basically 3 big options. Fix it ourselves. We would have to do it by hand, by feel. So I could do it for sure. It's just, is it going to be good enough? Is it going to fail prematurely because I don't really know? Pay someone locally to fix it. I just don't know if they would be doing it by the book. And so there's a very good chance I'd be paying someone to do something that it would turn out just as good as if I did it, you know? And then, another option is just to buy a new lower unit. And that's going to be the safest but most expensive option. So I'm going to make a bunch more calls and more research and hopefully have a plan, by later on today. But it's just so frustrating because it's like, what'd you do this week? What'd you get done? It's like, well, I worked all day every day, and like I mostly just researched how outboards work. You know what I mean? Like, what's the word? The school of hard knocks. Yeah.
Good luck, Ben.
Thank you.
There is a life I lead in this city.
So how's the water looking there, buddy?
Well, I'm glad we've got some water right now. We're actually on a schedule for filling up our tanks on the dock right now because the public municipal water pump in town had some problem with it. The whole town's water supply has been affected. So for the last 3 or 4 days, we actually haven't had water. So the marina is basically rationing out the water that's available to the boats on the dock. So they're gonna turn it on for an hour at a time. And we don't know how often they'll do that. So right now we've got an hour of fresh water, so we're filling up. It's been kind of a learning curve for us, trying to figure out when we can drink and not drink water in developing countries. So we've been told at this dock that it's probably not the best idea to drink the water from the dock. So we don't drink it, but we do use these 2 filters. We've got our primary hose hooked up to a string filter, and then over here we've got a 0.5 micron filter. This one gets out all the big stuff, and this one gets out all the little stuff. Actually, with this setup, with these 2 filters, we probably could drink this water, but we just want to play it safe, so we buy our purified water from a machine that they have at the marina here.
There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by.
Well, what's the next project, Ben?
Well, the next thing is I want to install the Furler, which I'm really excited about that.
Woo.
But installing a new Furler involves a lot of measuring, and I'm realizing that I made a mistake. I don't know how I didn't realize this, but the drum itself is going to come into contact with this bow pulpit. This is the problem with doing everything theoretically, like on paper and in your head, is this is where the rubber meets the road. And like this is going to touch this, What I think I'm actually gonna do, and what I should have just done from the get-go, is I should have planned on having an extension link here, so that the drum starts like 4 inches higher.
Right.
And that will also get the drum out away from this anchor as well. I don't know if there's people out there who, when they're doing projects, things go smooth. Mine never, ever, ever goes smooth. I always mess up like 3 times. And so the project gets delayed and I have to make hard choices and things turn out less than optimal. It's just, yeah, I'm gonna go order this extension link from Selden and we'll just put off this project by a little bit.
Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone.
All right, well, done with work for the day, and I'm excited because there's a couple guys here, kind of got a weekly poker game going on. And yeah, after, 2 months off grid, not really seeing anybody ever, just Desiree and I every day. It's super exciting to just get to hang out with people and play poker and socialize.
Feeling is all gone.
Switching my foldable bike for an outboard.
Feeling is all gone.
Okay, so next we're installing the new mizzen boom from Selden, and it's a beast, which is good. So first thing, I need to remove this old crappy gooseneck and then replace it with this giant monster. That's definitely gonna be a lot stronger. There you go. It's funny because to get all my tools out here, none of it's conveniently stored, right? It's not like we have like a tool chest or a workbench or anything. And so I'm just digging around all these random compartments to get these tools. It probably took me 15 minutes to do this and 45 minutes just to get the tools together. That's gonna work. Yeah, that's great.
good.
I mean, obviously it's good that this boom is a lot stronger than our last one, but specifically, Selden designed it to be able to be mid-boom sheeted. And so our last boom had been designed originally to have the sheet going all the way to the end. We couldn't do that because we installed the wind vane back there. And so we've been sailing this whole way with mid-boom sheeting with a boom that is not strong enough to handle mid-boom sheeting. Mm-hmm. And so every time we would really like pull in tight on the sheet, you could see like the boom was just bending. It was just asking to just explode. It was like,
asking to explode, buddy.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother story. And then another like just really cool thing about this boom is the fact that inside the boom, the out hull, which is this line, is actually connected to a pulley system. You can ease the out hull so you get a nice, deep sail shape like that. And then, say the wind picks up again, you actually have the advantage to pull it all the way tight. Mm-hmm. Nice and easy, even if it's kind of windy. This boom just represents so many advancements in sailing technology. Now I wish all of our spars were new Selden spars.
I know. So what you're saying is bada bing, bada boom?
It's basically what I'm saying. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, well, it is the end of our week of getting very little done.
A very unsuccessful week.
Yeah, it was successful. You know, it was all stuff we had to do, research and planning and everything, but definitely didn't get as much done as we would like. But we are gonna go take her easy today and try and do some spear fishing with some friends that we've made here in the marina. So let's go try and kill some fish. You ready?
Yeah, the sloth slinger is ready.
The sloth slinger, the bringer of slow death.
We're gonna do a boat swap with this really nice couple.
Thank you so much. You're gonna love Atticus.
It's a great little boat.
I did not agree to this.
Sorry, Hudson. You get the bathroom.
Anyways, these are our friends Molly, Hudson, John, and Wyatt is down below. And they invited us out to do some spearfishing today.
John, do you want to show us your sex seat dinghy console?
Yeah, this is made to go.
Yeah.
She's
just
aged.
straddling her.
Just straddling
with your
her.
hair on fire.
You're not gonna be happy unless you're going Mach 2 with your hair on fire. Woo! What you do up there, it's dangerous.
Where I draw the line is I'm not putting my arms around it. Say what's up, Hudson. What's up? Nice.
Oh, feels good to swim. I just have it twice. I'm not giving it up.
It's so easy for us to fall into the trap of thinking we need to finish these projects quickly so we can hurry up and have the adventure we sought when we sailed away from our home so long ago. Weeks like this where we keep running into brick walls, having setback after setback, we get down on ourselves and become convinced that we're failing. So much so that we can't even see what's right in front of us. This week, we got to experience different cultures, play cards with a bunch of world travelers, and fish for food in exotic waters. Exactly the experiences that we so desperately wanted when we bought a crappy fixer-upper sailboat over 6 years ago. We've got a lot of work to do. A whole lot of work to do. So maybe we do suck at doing boat projects, but maybe that's just not the point.
Gracias por mirar este video. Nos vemos la próxima semana. Chao.
Okay, gracias.